Well, Gabriel, you are on Suits on USA. You play an attorney on there, and I've got to tell you that Rob here, who's interviewing with me today, is an attorney there in Australia, so you may get some real cross-examination from him about how you play an attorney on that show.
Well, is he an attorney or a solicitor?
Yes, good. See, he's switched on, mate. He knows exactly what he's talking about. I'm already feeling more at ease. That's fantastic. Well, look, speaking of that, Gabriel, you've been, lawyers have been on TV since the dawn of time. It's been a staple. Have you taken any inspiration from other lawyers, in the past for your role as Harvey?
I haven't been a huge fan of law shows. I haven't watched them. I know that Aaron Korsh, the creator of our show, is a huge fan of LA Law. I did not take a lot of inspiration from some of the other players that have been on the law shows over the years. My inspiration comes from some of my family members. I guess there's been a lot of lawyers in my family. My grandfather was a lawyer. Became a judge. My aunt was in family law. My cousin was in family law and a defense attorney. My sister was an assistant district attorney in the Bronx for many years. So I've sort of taken the bits and pieces that I've learned from them along the way and tried to infuse that into Harvey with a bit of my own, tastes here and there. And I've really taken the direction of where Aaron Korsh has provided for Harvey and just tried to expand on that vision.
Let me tell you something. This isn't elementary school. This is hard work, long hours, high pressure. I need a grown goddamn man.
You give me this, and I will work as hard as it takes to school those Harvard douches and become the best lawyer you have ever seen.
I'm inclined to give you a shot, but what if I decide to go another way?
I say that's fair. And sometimes I like to hang out with people who aren't that bright, just to see how the other half lives.
Move over. I'm emailing the firm. I just found our next associate.
Well, what have those people in your family and what have other lawyers said to you about the particular your performance and the show itself?
They say it's completely unbelievable. No, I'm kidding. My sister, they all love the show. They obviously see the little holes in that, what would take years to settle or whatever lawsuits are binding, it would take so much longer than just 42 minutes to wrap up. But other than that, they find, that it's a lot of fun, it's entertaining, and I was actually an old high school friend of mine. He's an entertainment lawyer in Los Angeles, and he asked me to work for his firm. So that's pretty good. I didn't have to go to law school at all. It's kind of like it's kind of like Mike's character. Yeah,
that's right.
Patrick's character.
That's pretty cool. Well, just changing course slightly, the USA Network has been really successful over the last few years, putting together these kind of slightly lighter in tone drama series, and cable itself is actually where it all seems to be happening these days. Were those considerations things that you thought of when you decided to take on this role?
Absolutely. I have been working in film for the last 12 years. I did a series many years ago for NBC that Steven Spielberg produced called The Others, a supernatural drama. And then I started working in film, and when I started looking at material for television, coming back to television, I wanted to look at material that was really smart and had a vision of what it was and was slightly different from other stuff that was on television. And when I read Suits, which was formerly known as A Legal Mind, the character of Harvey Specter was just so badass. He had a real sort of a steel armor, and he created this like presentation that was very Steve McQueen meets Cary Grant in this modern version of that. He was a man's man that could talk his way out of anything, and underneath, deep inside, he's got a bit of a heart that we slowly peel away through the season. And I like when there's a bit of a twinkle in the character's eye where he's maybe riding someone and, taking the piss out of certain characters. But at the end of the day, he will always stand up for each of those characters behind their backs, which I thought was really cool.
Well, let me ask you about your co-star. I guess the whole show rides on the chemistry between you and Patrick. What is it like working with him and particularly the chemistry between these two characters?
Patrick and I, we didn't read together. There was no test done together originally to see if we even had chemistry. So I love that USA and the creators, Doug Liman and Dave Bardis and Gene Klein and Aaron Korsh, really trusted that we were the characters separate from finding the chemistry right away in a room together before we were both hired. We had lunch together, and it was interesting because we sat across from one another and immediately hit it off. And, the two of us are sort of, for lack of a better word, we're the top of the call sheet, right? And I have found along my journey as an actor that the number one and two, they sort of set the scene and the tone for the set. And the two of us basically looked at each other and we were like, look, this could be a long journey together, and I think there's got to be a real balance in allowing each other to take risks and fall on our faces and make mistakes, but to support one another, because that will splinter out throughout the other cast members and the crew. And let's try as best we can to take ego out of the entire quotient. So we were able to do that, and it turned into this very collaborative space between Patrick and I, where we love the writing of the show, and there's room for improv here and there, and some of our improvs have actually made it into the show and been some of the best moments. And there are times when we're together working, and I'll say something and he'll say, in between a take, he'll say, you know what, that's funny. If you add this line, it could be funnier, or it could make more sense for what's coming up next. Or I'll say, you know what, this line doesn't work in my mouth. Why don't you take it? It's better for your character. So we swap things along the way, and we it's sort of like, it's like if we were basketball players, we're assisting each other. We're assisting each other throughout. And that has gone, that has spread out to the other characters, and we've created this great ensemble with Rick Hoffman and Gina Torres and Sarah Rafferty and Meghan Markle. We've just become these, there's really unique characters, and we all have supported each other, and that in itself, I think, has created this really good chemistry that people are responding to.
Well, there's one person I want to single out, because I think it's a fan favorite, and it's something that I've picked up on just watching the show myself, and it's the witty banter between you and Donna, Sarah Rafferty's character. That is a real highlight of the show. It's hilarious, and it gives the show some levity, and you look forward to the witty dialogue between you. Tell us about working with her and the dialogue that the writers throw at you guys.
Sarah Rafferty and I, she's one of my closest friends. We go back many years. We did 3 plays together at the Williamstown Theater Festival in Massachusetts, and we've both traveled to each other's weddings. We're very, very close friends. Our daughters are best friends, so we have an innate sort of rapport, and we have always taken the piss out of each other. Not as witty. Our own wit doesn't compare to, what the writers have given us. And so that has been a lot of fun. if you watch the scenes or if you watch them again, 9 out of 10 times, both of us are trying not to crack up because, when you're talking and when you're acting with your best friend, it's very difficult because you see, all the skeletons in their closet. And, it was really great. We're shooting in Toronto and, our daughters are close, as I said, and we decided to live together. So when the kids were in Toronto, because we all live in Los Angeles, so when our wives and our husbands, when my wife and Sarah's husband came out with the kids, they were able to play with each other, and that just made the working environment that much better. But I don't know. Sarah, I mentioned her name when they were auditioning the Donna character. They basically said to me, we're not going to hire anyone just because they're your friend. She came in and knocked it out of the park and has made what was in the pilot like basically a page of dialogue. She's made this great character, and they keep on writing for her, and they love her, and I think she's going to be in every episode next year. And she has just created this really hilarious character. I'm dying to know what the can opener is every time we go to trial. We have some sort of, I don't know if it's sexual, but some sort of deal with this can opener. Might be opening up a can of whoop ass, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, USA has had a really good track record with awards, and we're an awards website, so that's why I want to talk about that just for a moment. Last year, they got Piper Perabo in for the Golden Globes as a nomination from your network. What would that mean if the show starts getting some recognition along those lines?
Being a lawyer is like being a doctor. You keep pressing until it hurts. Then you know where to look.
That's weird. You giving me advice? Sounds like you actually care about me.
I don't. You're a reflection of me, and I absolutely care about me. So get your skinny tie out of my face and get to work.
This woman had her life ripped apart. You don't even care?
I'm not about caring. I'm about winning.
Why can't you be about both?
When we first met, you were a screw-up. I led you up the ranks, and then you lied to my face.
USA. Characters welcome.
I mean, it would be great. Right now, we were doing so well. I think we were either number 1 or number 2 in the ratings for the first few weeks or the first month, and then Jersey Shore came in, and I don't know. They took over. They have a certain audience that comes in, but USA really loves our show, and they have championed it from the get-go. I guess if there's appreciation from the Hollywood Foreign Press and we get nominated as far as maybe a cast or some of us as actors, I guess it just brings way more awareness worldwide. People are downloading this show all over the world. I'm getting followers on Twitter from the Philippines and Denmark and Germany and Japan and all over the world. People are really responding to this show. So if the Hollywood Foreign Press puts their stamp on it, I guess it just makes it more accessible for people all over the world to enjoy the show and relate to it. And that just makes it better for us. Maybe we get a longer journey of this.
Well, Gabriel, good luck for season 2 and also for the upcoming award season, and wish you all the best. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much. I hope to see you in Australia. I'll be out there probably in December soon.
Weather's going to be hot.
Yeah, looking forward to it.